Teach an old dog new tricks.com. More than 40 hours of free computer training. Sit, stay, and learn. Thank you. Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Holowitz and thank you for being here for this tutorial on PowerPoint. In our previous tutorial I ran through a very simple presentation. I used the arrows on my keyboard to move through that. In this case, I'm going to use the pointer to click on the screen to move through it. So I'm going to click once and you're going to see it's going to take us to the next slide. This is a PowerPoint presentation, and that's where I previously ended it. But I'm going to go on and expound on what I think you need to think about when learning about PowerPoint. When you look at Microsoft PowerPoint, I always tell people I wish it was just an extension of Microsoft Word. I wish it wasn't a different program, because so many of the tools you'll learn or need to learn about to make PowerPoint effective, you should have learned about in Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word presents things such as tables, text boxes, artwork, working with fonts, colors. In fact, if you're not really good at that, I'd almost suggest you go back and review some of my Microsoft Word tutorials just because I think it's going to make this easier. Having said that, again, pictures, graphics, colors, fonts, all play a part in Microsoft PowerPoint in the presentation you're going to create. So the better you are at Microsoft Word, the better and easier it will be for you to use PowerPoint. So I don't focus a lot on these things in detail because I'd ask you to go back and review some of the Microsoft Word tutorials that really get into this in greater detail. So let me just take it a step further with PowerPoint. PowerPoint, in my opinion, is about storytelling. When you're telling a story, you have limited space because we're working with a slide. We don't have a large sheet of paper, and also when presenting to an audience, they need to be able to see what's on the slide. So really, we are storytelling. But because of the limited space, we have to deal with bullet points. So we have to tell our story in bullet points. And that within itself creates an issue, because as you make these points, you might want to expound on them by talking to your audience during the presentation. You're a storyteller, but you're giving the main points on the screen, and then you're telling the story behind those points or to present those points in a clearer pattern. Then, after you get done with your presentation, or your PowerPoint presentation, I should say, then you have to present it. You actually have to do the presentation. And what comes into play there? Well, what is the setting of your presentation? Is it possibly in an auditorium? Maybe a conference room? Maybe you're doing it online, like this training right here today. Or possibly you just want it on a computer. Maybe you're running it in your office, some kind of presentation in a retail outlet, or something of that nature. So when you do the presentation, you have many options, and these are some of the options we're going to explore. But what it all comes down to in the end is that you're leading the audience to a conclusion. And that's what PowerPoint does. It allows you to create slides that make your point that you can expound on to lead your audience to a conclusion of something, whether it be a sales process or just informational. And we're going to take a look at all of this when working with Microsoft PowerPoint. My name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you so very much for being here. Have a great day.